Hello, my name is Yogita. Thank you for taking the time to view my final project presentation for this course. My project is titled Customer Spending Analysis, and in this analysis, I wanted to answer a simple question but powerful business question: whether do returning customers spend more than first time customers? I'll walk you through the data set, how I analyzed it, and the statistical methods I used, and the business insights we can take from the results. So, here the motivation behind this project is grounded in customer behavior analytics. In the business world, the companies often invest heavily in attracting new customers, but there's an important question that can impact this strategy right now is returning customers actually more valuable than the first time customers? If returning customers spend more per transaction, then businesses could only benefit more by focusing on the customer loyalty and retention instead of always trying to acquire new customers. So, this is why I chose to explore the difference in spending in between first time and returning customers. Here in the dataset, for this analysis, I used a simulated data with 1,000 retail transactions. It was built to resemble the realistic customer spending behavior where we might find an e-commerce or retail settings. There are two main variables in this data set: the order value, where the dollar amount of each transaction is represented, and the customer type. The labeled is that as the first time or the returning customer. And this is the simple data set where it is clean, clear, and perfect for comparing two customer groups in terms of how much they spend. And here, before running or performing any statistical test, we have to be make sure that the data is clean and explored and ready for analysis. So here there were no missing values in the data sets, which made things easier for me. And then I calculated the basic descriptive statistics where the first time customers had an average order value of 85.30 with a standard deviation of 25.10. Returning customers had a higher average of 98.70 with a standard deviation of 30.40. There's a difference of more than $13 per order. So, to visually explore this, I created histograms and box plots. These showed that returning customers not only spent more, but their spending patterns were more spread out, meaning they were also more likely to make large purchases. I checked for outliners where the z scores and while some were above three standard deviations. I kept them because they appear to be legitimate large purchases, not data errors. Like no more data errors in them while performing these large purchases in the z scores. And the box plot makes the difference even more visible, that where we can see here that the median spending for returning customers is clearly higher than the first time customers. Also, the distribution of spending is wider for returning customers, showing that some spend for far more the average. This plot gives strong visual support to our hypothesis before even we do the statistical test. So, in the two sample t test to determine if this the statistical significant, I performed an independent two sample uh, t test. This is a method used when comparing means of two unrelated groups, where before running the test, I verified the assumptions. The groups are independent, the data is approximately normally distributed, and the variances between groups are equally confirmed using the Levian's test. So here the t-test produced a t-statistics of 4.56 with a p-value less than 0.001. Because the p-value is well below 0.05, we can reject the null hypothesis here. This means that the difference in average spending is statistically significant, not just due to chance. So in this is my final conclusion, and statistically we now know that retaining customers to spend significantly more per transaction than the first time customers. And from a business perspective, this tells us that retaining customers leads to more revenue per sale. It validates marketing theories that loyal customers not only buy more often, they also buy more each time. So companies focusing only on new customers might be missing out on a more profitable group. And from the business implications also, this leads us to some important takeaways that if returning customers generate higher transaction value, the customer retention should be a priority. Like we can make a strategies like loyalty programs, exclusively discounts, membership rewards. And finally, this analysis answers that the question clearly: returning customers do spend more per order than the first time buyers. So this instance supports that the idea of the loyalty and the retention strategies are not just good but customer experiences, and they are even smartly financial. So for future work, I would even love to expand this analysis to include uh, the factors like customer location, product type, and time of a year. That would help us understand even more about what drives spending behavior. Thank you.